Hello everyone and welcome to today's podcast. My name is Winnie and together with my team,
My name is Ernie.
My name is Yanti.
My name is Christy.
My name is Vallery.
we are really excited to have you here. Today we will be diving into a topic that many students can relate to, how to stay motivated while learning English. We know that learning a new language isn't always easy and that's exactly why this conversation is so important. We are also very honored to have our special guest, Miss Sandy, joining us today. She has an inspiring journey in learning English, and we are looking forward to hearing the experiences, challenges, and tips that help shape her progress. So, thank you for being here. Let's begin our discussion and make the most of this session together. Hello, Miss Sandy. Thank you for your time and joining us today.
Hi, let me introduce myself first. My name is Sandy. I am currently working in a multinational company, so I am very honored to be here to be helping you guys.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background and what you do now?
All right. So I am a fresh graduate from a fashion student. Currently, I'm working on a multinational company, which is I work as a customer expert, where we try to encourage and help customer for a foreign country. That is a bit about my.
Okay, thank you. That gives us a great picture of your background. Let's continue our next question. When did you start first learning English?
Starting, I'm not sure when, but I think it's around kindergarten where I think in.
So that's where your journey began. That's interesting. What motivated you to learn English in the first place?
Um, I'm not, I don't have actually goals to learning English. At first, it's more of like become one of them to understand it. So it kind of motivated me to learning English since then.
Oh, it shows a lot of determination. Thank you for sharing your story.
Next, I want to ask about how did you practice your English when you were just starting out?
Sorry, may you repeat the question?
How did you practice your English when you were just starting out?
All right. So I'm learning English by playing game, as I said before. But as we know, we do learn subject in our school. But I think it's better for me to learn like from word to word because actually we don't need to understand like one sentences. We just need to understand a few words. Then we can try to conclude what the sentence is. Maybe it's a bit different now because in here we don't have like Google Translate and stuff like that. We only have translate book, and it's such a pain to open the book every time. So I just try to understand word per word, different from the correct condition that we can just use Google Translate for the whole sentence. That's it.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Next, what challenge did you face when learning English and how did you overcome them?
Challenge. I think what I encounter would be writing. Maybe most people will say speaking, but I think speaking is more easier than writing because when you speaking, it's just you just say the word. It doesn't matter. It's the other that you need to have perfect grammar and stuff like that. Just as long as people understand what you're saying, it's okay. But the biggest challenge I think I face, and by time I go by, many people also face it, is writing because in writing you need a perfect grammar of and vocabulary, so you cannot make mistake on there. So I think that is one of the challenge, and what I do is try to keep practicing, and it's okay to start over. The kindergarten subject again is fine. What I do is I get a professional helping to help me gain more experience on that.
All right, I understand. Next, was there any moment when you felt discouraged or wanted to give up? How did you handle that? Was there any moment when you felt discouraged or wanted to give up? How did you handle that?
Mm, I think it's when I need to take a proficient English test, which is difficult. So, at first, I try to do a lesson from an expert, and because we do it on class, it's kind of a bit discouraged for me because most people in my peer is like already expert on them, and their score is very high than me. So it's a bit hard for me to catching up. But because of I have
Thank you. Next question. How have learning English
um,
your studies, career, or personal life?
um, I think learning English for my personal life is very benefit for me, especially if you're a student. Like if you're trying to gain a knowledge, it's by learning in English, you not only gaining knowledge from your country language or in Bahasa, but you also can gain global knowledge. I think it's important for in personal life for me, but maybe a student, but then after I graduate, it's actually important for me to widen my job opportunity.
All right, that's interesting. Next, do you often you ask English in your daily work or meetings?
Sorry, what is it?
Do you often do you often yes English in your daily work or meetings?
I'm sorry. I think there is a bit of
Do you often yeah do you often use English in your daily work or meetings?
yes. The answer is yes, and very often. Especially now, I'm working on multinational company. Mostly we use English. It's very rare to use Bahasa because our client is mostly from forest country.
Okay, thank you for sharing your story. I hope I can inspiration us. Oh, thank you.
Do you think speaking English give you more opportunities professionally?
Yes. Actually, it's a lot. I think it's not only English, but any language that beside our mother language. But English is important because it's one of international language which everyone is understand. And professionally, I think nowadays English become a plus score for you, even though you're working in Indonesia or Bahasa file. But I think having an English language is a plus score for you.
Okay, thank you for sharing that perspective. Can you share an example of a time when your English skill really made a difference in your job or business?
Um, I think one of the time when I do a job, I actually um, become one of the spokesperson for a fashion runway. And I was involved between models and designer. Actually, I'm more focused on model, but sometimes we do involve with the designer. And because the runway is an international event, so we do have international guests or designer. And one of the time, because in the team, not a lot of us can speak English fluent, so I will become one of the spokesperson to solve any issue that might occur on them. And in the end of the day, the fashion show goes smoothly.
That's a great example. Thank you for sharing how English play an important role in the movement. Do you think English is important today and why?
For today, I think it's important because it's how we connect with the world, not only for studying or just one of subject in our school, but nowadays many things come with English language because, for example, the one that close to us is social media. Social media literally right now is mostly in English. So I think it's better for you if you want to connect with world, meeting new people, trying new thing. I think it's very important to learn English language.
Okay, your point really highlight why English matter in today's world. Next, do you ever have an interesting or funny experience while learning or using English?
Mm, I think it's mostly on language barrier because sometimes when we speak to native speaker, we kind of lost aware of it. So there is one time I speak English, but I forget the words. So I say in Bahasa, and my friend from Indonesia is kind of laughing about it because it's they understand it, but the native speaker don't understand what I'm saying. So it's kind of become a funny situation that happened, and it will happen often. Then I will admit it.
That is such a fun story. What do you think is the key to speak English fluently and confidently?
I think the key would be just never give up. Just try it and never give up. And don't scare of like maybe you don't have perfect pronunciation because to be honest, no one care about that. And even the native don't care as long as they understand what you're saying, it's fine.
Thank you. That's a very helpful insight.
Do you think grammar is more important than vocabulary or the other way around?
I think both is important, but it depends on which goal you are. If you are a beginner, it's better to learn vocabulary, widen your vocabulary so people can understand what you're saying. But if your goal is intermediate or maybe a bit more than beginner, then you do need to learn about grammar because it helps you to say and writing accurately. But
Nice,
just take both is important.
nice answer. I agree. Next, what are the biggest benefits of being fluent in English in your opinions?
I think the biggest benefit is would be widen your knowledge, especially in Google, and maybe connecting with new people. And it's more easier for you to learn anything with English language, as it's one of the international languages now.
That's thank you. Next, how has being able to speak English changed your life?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
How has being able to speak English changed your life?
Oh, sorry, I did not get the last sentence.
How has being able to speak English changed your life? Life.
I am so sorry, I cannot get that one. Maybe you can write it down if you want. It's okay.
How has being able to speak English changed your life?
Yeah, I cannot get that. Sorry. The voice is like doubling.
So the question is, how has being able to speak English changed your life?
Okay. So, speaking English has changed a lot in my life. For example, as student, you do have like a lot of information. Especially, I think as student, you will be interested in like scholarship. Now, so one of the thing that changed my life would be I got a scholarship for just being able to speak English. And I think that is one of the point that changed my life because I got the opportunity to study in foreign language. That's-
All right, very interesting. It's great to hear how you approach that situation. Next, do you feel more confident or connected with people from other countries because of your English skill?
Yes. Because I think to connect with people, maybe just maybe some people will think you don't need to learn about the language, but the thing is we need to have conversation to know about people, to connect with them, to learn more culture and stuff like that. So I think English can be one of the bridge to connect with people.
Thank you for sharing your talk. Your perspective is very helpful for our listeners.
What advice would you give to someone who struggles with learning English or are afraid to speak?
I think my advice would be just learning about it. Don't give up. I know it's hard to learn about language you don't understand at all, but try to connect the language you learn, I would say, or English, with your daily life. For example, maybe when you wake up, you try to make a sentence like, I just wake up. That's all. It's fine. Just try to learn a bit by bit. Then in the end of the day, you will start to learn to make a paragraph, a novel. That's it. Just don't give up.
That's so encouraging. I think a lot of our listeners relate to that. Then, do you have any secret tips for learning English faster?
I think if you want to learn faster, it would be combine the study with what you enjoy. If you enjoy watching movie, then just do it while watching movie. If you like to play game, do it with play game. But always remember, your goal is not to watch the movie or the playing game, but is to learn the English language. That's it.
That's a great tip, simple but very effective. Next, can you share one message for someone who are currently learning English?
Sorry, advice or sorry.
Can you give one message for someone who are currently learning English?
I already said it over and over, but I think when you're learning English, just try to start it. It's okay that you feel it's hard in the way. It's fine. Everyone feel that. No one is perfect in the beginnings. Just learning, try to enjoy it, and just remember what your goal is.
That is so inspiring. Thank you for sharing such a heartfelt words. And last but not least, what is your hope for them?
Quotes. I don't think I don't have any quote though, but maybe just don't be afraid, especially on speaking. I think people are more afraid on speaking because you need to face the people. But the thing is, speaking doesn't need to be perfect. Your pronouns doesn't need to be good. Your grammar is not perfect, not accurate. It's fine. Native speaker also struggle with it. As long as the goal is to conversation between people is understanding what the other one say, it's fine. That's it.
That is such a good message for us who are currently learning English. Keep improve our English. And that brings us to the end of today's podcast. A big thank you to Miss Sandy for sharing such meaningful insights and motivation about learning English. Your experiences really give us energy and perspective. We hope today's conversation encourages all of you to keep going, stay consistent, and believe in your own learning journey, even when it feels challenging. Remember to stay motivated and keep practicing your English. See you.